Alright, this is going to be part 2 of the pastel blending process. I appreciate all the comments we had on the first video with that Dodge Durango, the ceramic gray. We had a lot of questions. The biggest question is, why did I go so far with the blend? I didn't have to go that far with the blend. I cut it short, blended that a little bit, but I did it for 2 reasons. One, to show you that it could be done. The second was to kind of show you the process. Because there's a couple different steps in that. Not using the wet bed all the way to the panel, that is a must. I've had a few of you concerned about that. There is no seediness when using this 50-50 mix. And as you do your 45-degree blend on that first step out, your 50-50 mixture works like your wet bed. It's not going to seed up on the edge, so don't worry about the wet bed underneath it. I don't care what else you've seen in other processes. You do not want that wet bed because you do not want that past that first blend area, and it'll stop right there if you don't use the wet bed. Because we have so many steps, I wanted a big enough area that you can kind of see the difference in the steps. Because we have the one pass, like I said, it was about 1/4 coverage. The second pass was about half coverage, and then you've got your full color that you blend into that. And there's 2 steps to that, as you know. You've got the one full pass and then the half pass to kind of blend that together. And just remember, the more you do this process, the tighter your blends will get as you get used to it. So you may start out first using the majority of that panel. But don't be afraid to use your real estate. As my rep, Alberto, always says, there's no prize for short blending. It doesn't matter. Use what you have to make the job work. And sometimes your blend has to go 2/3 or 3/4 across that panel to make it look good. You're always going to use more blending area doing a pastel than you will use just about any other color. So keep that in mind. Don't be overly concerned about that. Trust the process. That's the best thing I can tell you. We had a lot of questions, so I wanted to make sure we're going to do another one today. And this one is Honda, which is a code NH877P Sonic Grey Pearl. This one is a little milkier than the Dodge Durango was. So this will be a good test, and I do have less blending room on this one as well. So you can kind of see that process a little bit better and how well it blends out, and you can't see the droplets. I think that's what most people have been running into with pastels, is you begin to see those little white droplets on the edge of your blends. So come in the booth with me. Let's show you how this Sonic Grey Pearl comes out.